Good afternoon, everyone. Good seeing everybody today, and looking forward to this, obviously, this home game finale against Akron conference play. Before we get started on that, we just had some exciting news that I want to continue to highlight in terms of the announcement of our Sports Performance Center, something that's going to continue to transform the landscape of our athletics department, our athletics program, and really our football program, and what we're going to be able to use the facility for in terms of having a state-of-the-art facility to train in, have nutrition in, and really how it transforms all the sports that are related to UB and athletics as a department as a whole. And really looking forward to that breaking ground this spring and getting completed about a year from now. And so much thanks to Toonie Murchie and his entire family. Generosity that he continues to show, the support he continues to give us as a football program, and what that facility is going to mean to our university and our program as a whole. Want to recognize Coach Tim Albin for being named MAC Coach of the Year. Congratulations to him. I know these All-MAC selections just came out. We're really highlighted by seven members of our football program that we're excited about getting that postseason recognition. Alex McNulty, first time in school history that we've ever had a special teams player be named Special Teams Player of the Year. Really proud of him and the job he's done and the progress that he's made over the last couple seasons in our program. Marcus Fuqua, a guy that we've mentioned so much about, being named first team All-MAC as a defensive back in the year he's having, and the way he's going to continue to finish and how he's playing for our program. Sean Dolak, a guy we've mentioned about for over a year now in terms of just the development that he's taken. Just both those guys, similar stories, working their way to be regular starters, buying into everything that we've been teaching them, and those guys taking ownership in their responsibilities, and they're responding with both first-team All-MAC selections. James Patterson, I think this is 4 years for him of being named on the All-MAC team, second-team All-MAC, but just a tremendous leader, tremendous player. Go down in Buffalo history as one of the all-time greats. And Keon Williams being named third-team. Congratulations to him. Continue to be a big-time regular starter and regular player for us at the wide receiver position. And then Gabe Wallace and Desmond Bassent, transfer that we took last year, came in, bought into the culture, into the program, and responded with a third-team All-MAC selection. And then Gabe Wallace continuing to see his development all the way through. Looking forward to what he's going to do finishing the season, and what he's going to continue to do throughout the his entire career, really, for him. So, really proud of those guys being named All-Conference. Really proud of all the excitement and the announcements that we have with the Sports Performance Center and the recognition of our players. And we know where we are as a program right now. We're turning the page and turning the corner, and it's an extremely important game for us coming up against Akron, and what it means to our season, becoming bowl eligible, getting to win number 6. I think this is going to be, the 6th time or 5th time in the last 60 years that a Buffalo football team has been able to get to the postseason. So we're really proud and really excited about being able to do that. Obviously, we have to do the things in the moment to make those things true, and we got to finish the season strong. And we know Akron's going to come in here ready to play. Joe Moorhead does an outstanding job, veteran coach coming over from the SEC, and his experience also coaching in the Pac-12. Faced off against him in the SEC when I was at Texas A&M and he was at Mississippi State. It was a very well-disciplined and well-coached team. They got playmakers on the outside with their wide receivers. Transfer running back Cam Wiley's doing a really good job for them as well, and they're being able to throw the ball for about 300 yards a game in conference play right now. So they're doing an excellent job of attacking people through the air, and what they've been able to do. You're seeing them play really good football of late right now. Akron is, in terms of being able to go on the road and beat Northern Illinois and really beat them pretty soundly, and how they took care of business on the road for their program. You're seeing a team that's growing and developing. So we know it's going to be an incredible challenge for us. We know what this win means for our program, and for us, we just have to do the next thing in the moment, play our brand of football, and we look forward to making these things true about ourselves this Friday at 1 o'clock.
Is it an easy message to your team to get them ready for this game? Is it almost like a championship game a little bit?
It's a very clear message. We want to make sure we give it all the respect that it deserves, and we don't maybe easy is a little bit off, but clear, very, very clear message in terms of where we are. You look at this team and how we've responded all year. Everybody I think maybe a year ago when we had this #1 rated recruiting class and we turned the corner in the spring and summer in the training camp and really had to find the footing of ourselves early on in the season. And we started off with those first 3 losses. And some people said, well, the season's over, and throw your hands up in the air. All these guys in that locker room have done is really respond to situations. And we've had 2 games, the last 2, where we've had, fourth quarter leads. We've had the ball, and we haven't been able to come away with the finish and win those games. So we know exactly where we are. We've been able to point out those mistakes, point out things that we need to do from a coaching staff and also from a player standpoint to get that final result. This team has finished games throughout the season against Miami, Ohio, against Toledo. This group knows how to respond in the moment and do those things. We just got to make those things true Friday at 1 o'clock.
The team is in a win or else. It's almost a playoff situation at this point. But how do you want this team, 1, to respond, 2, to finish this game?
Yeah, just do the next right thing in the moment. Be us. Do what we've done all year. This group has been extremely resilient for us. Not one time have we ever been a prisoner of any kind of moment that we've had. We've had great wins. We've had close wins. We've had some big blowout wins, and then we've had some tough losses as well. That's part of the season, and we're learning as a group and as a program and as an organization. You see a lot of guys. Sean Dolak, as much as he's first team All-MAC, he's also a sophomore. Marcus Fuqua's coming back. We have a lot of guys that are also learning, big-time players for us that are also learning how to respond in the moment and how to finish games off. And then we got to make the right calls as a coaching staff. It's the entire organization. So it's something that we've been through this season before, something that we know is in front of us. And, this game's not going to be won off of any one particular play, but we have to have a collection of plays and do our job in the moment and do the next right thing in the moment to get the result that we want at the end. So we're focusing on what we have to do in the game and not tying ourselves into worrying about the end result of the game. That end result will take care of itself if you take care of what you have to take care of in quarters 1 through 4.
Matt Myers kind of became a running up for you last year. Do you see his role continuing or expanding?
Yeah, we were able to add a lot of diversity in our run game with Matt Myers. Really proud of the job he came in, rushing for over 100 yards and 3 touchdowns. And just another example of a guy being ready when his name is called and when his number's called. We're going to continue to build on what we were able to do with him. And we feel like we have a stable of guys. And you've looked throughout our season, we've had Ron Cook, we've had Mike Washington, we've had Al-Jay Henderson, we've had Cole Snyder, we've had Matt Myers. We've had a number of guys that we've been able to put the ball in their hand coming out of that backfield and be extremely effective and productive group being able to run the ball. So, we feel like, balance is key, and being able to attack people in multiple ways is key. And Matt's another example of a guy that's just responding in the moment, and he was ready to go.
Is this a recent development of putting Matt, on a run game, or something that's kind of been?
No, it's something we've been working on. I think you got to get things game ready as well. You look at us in the middle of October. We ran for over 200 some odd yards against Bowling Green. We were up there against UMass as well, and you just kind of continue to build on things. And when Matt Myers coming in, you can't really put that together in one game week. It's something you kind of have to build on. So we've kind of had our vision of from some weeks ago in terms of what that was going to look like. We had this game coming up against Akron. It got postponed, which kind of gave us a little bit more time to develop that run game with him a little bit, with the 17 days in between games from Central Michigan to the last one we had against Kent State. And then Matt came in and we took that game plan and transformed that into that Kent State game, and Matt came in and did a good job for us.
Ron Cook and Mike Washington, even Al-Jay got hurt. Are they going to be available this week?
Yeah, we're looking forward to all 3 of those guys being ready to go. We'll have Ron will be a game time decision. The other 2 we feel pretty confident about, and so we should be pretty healthy at that position right there.
As it relates to Alex winning that award, can you just talk a little bit about, he's had an interesting career path and kind of worked through the course of 4 years to get to be so reliable and to win that kind of award. Is that a message that you at some point might talk to an entire team about and hold them up as an example?
Well, if we could do like a little backtracking and a little history, I really would like for you to go back and see what we said about Alex this time a year ago and the way he finished the season. And then even in the spring football, a guy that was just continuing to show himself reliable and dependable. Middle of last year against Kent State, Alex missed a chip shot field goal, and really he responded all the way through, knocked in a game-winning field goal against Ohio, knocked in a field goal against Northern Illinois to send the game into overtime. And he's just been on a really ascension and a trajectory all the way through. This is not a surprise, him winning Special Teams Player of the Year. This is something that we've talked about almost a year now in terms of how he was able to respond in the moment. He's a reliable, dependable person. And for anybody, not just somebody that's a kicker or somebody that's a specialist, but anybody that can just watch his path and his career path is something to be emulated about a guy that just sticks to it, that continues to grow, continues to get better, and all of a sudden he's Special Teams Player of the Year of the Mid-American Conference, something that's never been done before in school history. And I think it's something to be commended.
Back to the sports performance center. How is this going to help the football program and the athletic program as a whole with this new initiative you've built?
Yeah, I just think if you look at the number one, the generosity, the shared vision and the aligned vision of our supporters, a family like Toonie Murchie, and all the supporters that give back to UB all the time. And then we have an athletic administration led by Mark Allnut, our AD, and our football administrator, Nate Wills, and just all the people in the collection of individuals that have to come together to make these things true. This is a huge announcement for UB Athletics, for our athletic department, for our football program, because of what we're going to be able to do with this Sports Performance Center. We lift a lot of times right now in multiple groups just because of the size of the facility that we have. We're going to be able to have a body and one team lift together. I can't communicate how much that is when you can be in there as one unit, one group of guys, and go in there and feel that energy and feed off one another. We're going to have an outstanding nutrition center. We have a full-time dietitian and nutritionist here that our athletic department has allowed us to hire because of the shared vision that we have. And I think when you see big announcements like this that are involving millions and millions of dollars and lots of phone calls and energy and work, it shows you about the strength of when people come together and they see the vision the same way, what can be accomplished. And the announcement of this Sports Performance Center is kind of a microcosm of who we are as an athletic department, the connection that we have and this university has to the city of Buffalo, and the proud alumni that we have that have gone on to become successful leaders and business owners and businessmen and women in their own particular departments, and how they give back and how they continue to stay connected to our program. So, we talk about Toonie Murchie, but it's also the person that's going to take 5 minutes and give us $10. It's going to give us $100. It's the people that are going to be regular donors and they're going to do things to continue to support us on a regular basis. So there's so many individuals involved, and I just can't speak enough about how thankful we are about the support that we receive here. We feel like we can separate ourselves as a Mid-American Conference program and also as a national Group of 5 program to say that, listen, we have a new weight room. We also have a new team room. Our locker room is brand new. We have facilities going up all over the place, and we have a national brand, and we're going to be able to use that in recruiting and use that in a lot of fronts, and then also from the realistic development that it's going to provide for our student athletes in the locker room right now. Thank you.